Hello and welcome to episode 12, and for those of you who are regular viewers, you might be able to tell by the traffic noise in the background, I've come back to Thevington Lake. Probably going to be my last session of 2011, this one. So I've only just got here, not set up or got any of the gear out of the car yet, so I'm going to do that now, and then I'll come back to you with what I'm doing and methods, etc. Okay, but for now, let's go fishing. Well then guys, just going to quickly show you the area of the lake I've decided to fish today. As you might be able to tell by the ripple on the water, I've got the wind blowing from me left to me right, so I'm going to get on the wind and just see a fish topping there. Don't know if you guys saw that, might have just been at a camera shot. But anyway, yeah, I've come right to the right hand side of the lake today, like I said, mainly because it's on the wind. Also, I've never been down this right down this end of the lake before, so I'm going to give this end of the lake a go for a change. I've got a few features I can fish to. Like I say, I am on the very last peg on the right hand side of the lake, so I've got margins to fish to. I've got plenty of open water. And then I've got an island I can fish tight to as well, or more open water around to the left I can fish to, so got plenty of options. Oh, and the rain's just started coming down. Right, so I'm going to try and get set up before this rain gets too heavy. Alright, catch you later guys. Alright guys, I'm going to quickly run through all my rigs and baits I'm going to be using on this 24-hour session. Most of it's pretty much going to be exactly all three rods are going to be pretty much exactly the same. All three rods are going to be fished on the shocker rig, which is pretty normal for me in lakes that have no weed. Hook, the only thing that's different between all three rods are going to be my bait, and so on this rod here I'm going to have a 16mm All Seasons Red Boilie, and that's tipped with a bit of Yellow's Fake Buoyant Corn. One of my other rods is going to have just 2 bits of fake corn on. The sun's shining a bit bright, I don't know if you can make the colours on there, but the top bit's pink, the bottom bit's yellow, and I've got a small shot on just below the hook, just to keep it popped up, and that's going to be about an inch off the deck. And my third rod is a tiger nut tipped with a bit of white buoyant corn. All the corn on all three rods are all soaking in the Hinder's Beetle-In. The liquid sweetener, I pretty much use it every time I go fishing now. Such a good liquid sweetener additive to soak baits in, and especially your fake corn. I pretty much use this all the time now. It's a brilliant thing to use. Okie dokie, so I'll put those to one side. In my PVA bags, I'm going to be using that's a bit close to camera, the Hinder's Nuts Multi-Mix, as I've been using a lot lately. And something you saw me doing a couple of last videos was I was using crushed up pop-ups and then crushed up pellets to sort of come out the PVA bag once they melt, to make sort of a column of food up in the water for the fish to sort of see in the upper layers of the water to sort of see, and then follow that column of feed sort of back down to the deck to hopefully where your hook bait will be picked up. What I found now, which would do sort of the same job, is called it's from CC Moore, and it's called Weed Beater Mix. That's in the Live System flavour. Basically, this sort of does the same thing as what I was trying to achieve by crushing up pop-ups and then crushing up floating pellets. It once the PVA bag breaks open, it sort of floats up in the columns of in a column off the deck, and then it sort of comes back down again as it takes on water. Then up, it sort of other bits sort of come back up, and so you've got a constant sort of column of feed in the water, sort of bubbling up, coming back down, bubbling up, coming back down. So I'm going to combine that with a nuts multi-mix and hopefully achieve the same thing as I was doing in my last couple of videos. So I'll show you how I set that up. I know you all know by now how a PVA bag is set up, but I'll just do this one-on-one rod and then that'll be it. As usual, I always put me hook bait first in the bottom of the PVA bag. A scoop of the Hinder's Nuts multi-mix, and then a scoop of the CC More Weed Beater mix, and then another scoop of the Hinder's Nuts multi-mix. Lead in the top, and then lick and stick. And that's me rig ready to go. And I'll set up the same PVA bag mix with the Hinder's Nuts multi-mix and the Weed Beater mix from CC More on all three rods. Okay, alright, I'm going to get it cast out there and hopefully I can get some fish on the bank. Alright guys, just going to quickly show you where I've put my three rods at the moment. Okay, my left hand rod is just in front of this sort of alcove here on the in front of the island. That is my fake corn rig on that one. My middle rod is just off the point of the island, sort of pretty much where my finger is now. That is the Tiger Nut rig, and then my right hand rod is to begin with, I had it clipped up. Thought this sort of thing here is a sort of an outflow, the overflow for the lake, and I was sort of clipped up to be right in front of that. And my very first cast I had a bit of a disaster, and the wind took me rig and hooked up in these trees here, so I had to go around the lake and lean over and unhook me rig from the from the tree. So I had a bit of a disaster to start off with. So my second cast, when I was trying to get out there, I sort of allowed for the wind and allowed too much, so I've sort of gone more middle of the water rather than sort of margins where I really wanted to be, but I'll leave it there for now and see what happens. And so yeah, that's where my three rods are. And also what I've just done is right down here on this sort of margin here, I've just chucked in a few handfuls of pellets and about a dozen boilies, all just down there. That was on the advice of one of the local regulars who fishes down here, who just sort of come down and chat to me and said, bait up down there and then put a rig down there later. He said that's a guaranteed catch from down there. So on the advice of the locals, that's exactly what I've done. So okie dokie, let's get me shelter put up now, and hopefully I can catch up with some fish on the bank. Alright guys, just thought I'd take a minute just to show you my latest bit of kit I got for Christmas. It's the Nash Carp Cradle. It's an absolutely awesome bit of kit. There you go, I'll show you just a couple of the features that makes it so good. First off, when you put a fish in it, I don't know if you can see, it's like a sort of a little cot. So you can put some water in there once you've got a fish in there, and the fish will be in a nice little pool of water, so you never have to sort of worry about the fish or not having enough water around its gills or anything. You can put a couple of buckets of water in that, and the fish should be absolutely fine in there for longer than what you normally would have it on a conventional Anuki mat. As you can see, it's on a nice little framework, so when the fish is in the mat, it's completely suspended off the ground. Absolutely brilliant for carp care. Never have to worry about what kind of place you've got your Anuki mat set out again, because wherever you are, the fish is completely off the ground in this thing. Brilliant bit of kit. And then it's got some nice flaps on it as well, so say you forgot to get your scales ready, you've got a fish in them. In there, I'll just show you on one side. There you go, you've got some nice flaps both sides, so you can flap it over, velcro it down, and if a fish does start flapping while you're getting your scales or waistling or whatever, that fish is never going anywhere. Absolute brilliant bit of kit. If I ever owned my own lake or fishery, I'd have one of these in every single swim. Fish care, absolutely paramount once you've got them out of the water, and this thing is just about the daddy when it comes to fish care and Anuki mats. Absolutely brilliant. Okie dokie guys, I'll catch you later. And guys, as you can probably tell, I'm inside my bivvy now. That's a bit better. It's quite windy today, so now I've got the shelter up, that is a bit better, being out of the wind. I've had to turn down the sensitivity on me Delkims a bit, because where the wind was blowing me bobbins from side to side, it kept giving me bleeps. But I'm on the -3 setting now, and it seems to have sorted that problem. So yeah, just waiting for a fish now. I think I might have a little snack to eat. Just sort of gone, what's the time? I'm not sure. I think it's just gone sort of 1 o'clock now, I think. Still waiting for that first fish, but everything's all set up now. I can relax, read me paper, and wait for that alarm to scream off now, or one of the alarms, seeing there's 3 set up. Alright guys, I'll catch you later. Just thought I'd quickly show you a view from a bivvy. Pretty close to my a doorstep of my bivvy, so I'm literally at my bivvy, sort of a footstep and I'm at my rod, so if I get a run in a night, I ain't got very far to go. As you can see, the ripple on the water blowing from my left to the right. Was a bit of a pain in the backside to begin with when that first cast went up in the trees to my right, but oh well, we all do it. Like I say, I had to turn down the sensitivity on my alarms a bit because of the wind. I'll have to get the Delkim Duo carbs, I think, for me bobbins to eliminate wind problems and still be able to have my sensitivity turned up a bit more on my alarms. As you can probably see in the distance, the M4 motorway is busy as ever, so all the background noise that's interfering with any filming I'm doing, like I say, as I've done before, I apologise for any background noise from the motorway, but nothing I can do about that. I can't stop the traffic. Okie dokie. Alright then, hopefully my next update will be a fish on the bank. Right, catch you later. Alright guys, it's 4:30 now, and sort of got the last sort of dregs of light on this session. I mean, it probably doesn't look like it on screen at the moment, but it is sort of starting to get quite dark now, so this is going to be my last update, unless I get any fish on the bank. Still not had anything yet, obviously, otherwise you'd have seen it by now. So fingers crossed something is going to happen. Alright then, hopefully my next update will be with a fish on the bank. So, but I'm not going to do any more filming now today unless that does happen. Alright guys, catch you later. Alright guys, not sure what the time is, but 7 o'clock I think, and I've just had my first fish. I was just settling down, thought I was about to get some sleep, and right hand rod raced off, which was the boilie rod. I've got a nice don't know if you can make this out very well. I've parked my car behind me camera to use the light in my car. There you go, nice common. I don't know what it weighs. I haven't weighed it. It feels probably about, I don't know, 8 pounds. I might weigh it in a minute just to see what it weighs, but not bad. Chris and Minu Nash Carp Cradle at last. Alright. I'm going to get her back. And guys, I've just not long put that fish back and then put my right hand rod back in, because it's obviously dark now and can't see where I'm casting now. Of that spot right to my right where I showed you I'd baited up a margin, my right hand rod is now just down there, so hopefully I get another fish, but at least I haven't blanked. So when we're fishing these winter conditions, a fish a session is good as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what you guys might think, but as far as I'm concerned, any fish that doesn't get you a blank, then I'm happy with that. So I am now officially happy. So so don't know what to say now really. So yeah, alright, I'll leave it at that, and then hopefully my next update will be another fish on the bank. Alright, catch you later guys. Right guys, 11:30 at night, just had fish number 2 of this session. Another common, a little bit smaller than the first one I had. There you go, probably about 5 or 6 pound I'd say. A little bit windy. This water in this Nash Carp Cradle is very cold, so let's get her straight back. Morning guys. No more fish after that second one last night. Had loads of bleeps in the night, but I think I had more down to the winds rather than anything. I think I'll get out of this bed in a minute, put some fresh bait on my rods, have some breakfast, try and get a few more fish on the bank before I've got to pack up till mid-afternoon. Wind looks like it's picked up a bit more this morning. It's really blowing this morning. Don't know if you can hear the wind. It's definitely picked up. So try and drag myself out of this nice warm sleeping bag in a minute. Yeah, Right then, I'll catch you in a minute, guys. Right guys, I've just redone all 3 rods. I've left the right hand rod in the same right hand margin where I had the fish late last night. I've kept that on the boilie. Middle rod that had the Tiger Nut, I've now changed that over to the boilie, the All Season thread as well. Still with the Hinders Nuts Multi-Mix and Weed Beater mix from CC Moore in the PVA bags. I've got a bit of yellow corn on the right hand rod and pink pop-up corn on the middle rod, still all soaked in the Hinders Beetle in. And the left hand rod, which did have the fake corn on it yesterday, I've changed over to an All Season thread popper. Again, still in the Nuts Multi-Mix and Weed Beater mix. So, see if I can get a couple more fish out today before I've got to pack up. And yeah, that's it. Alright, catch you guys later. Alright guys, this bit is really just concerns all the people who entered my competition back in episode 11. Thank you very much to everyone who did enter and have a guess at how many boilies were in the air dry bag. There was a lot of close answers. No one got the exact right answer, which was there was 360 boilies in the air dry bag. So thanks to Alex who helped me count them back in episode 11. Well, yeah, like I said, no one got the exact answer, but the nearest person to the right answer was fellow Carper 96. So if you send me an inbox message with your address, and I'll get that bottle of Beetle sent out to you as soon as I can. Alright, cheers again fellow Carper 96, and thanks everyone else for entering. Alright, well done mate. Guys, getting late in the day now. Was just contemplating packing up because I'd had no fish so far yet today, and left hand rod, the thread pop-up just screamed off. I've already weighed it, £11 3 ounces. Didn't put on much of a fight. This cold water's really slowed them down. So I'm happy with that. Double figure fish on this session. So yeah, happy with that. Well then, I'm gonna get it back. Swims off healthy. Get in. Alright guys, well I'm going to draw this session to an end now. My rods are still out at the moment, but I'm going to say goodbye now because sat in the car just to keep out of the wind because there's so much wind at the moment. Trying to do any recording outside is just a nightmare and there's just too much wind noise on film, so I thought I'd just come and quickly sit in the car just to film the goodbye bit. 3 fish ain't been too bad really, considering it's winter conditions. I'm happy with that. So yeah, so I want to call it a day. This will be the last bit unless anything happens between now and winding me rods in. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next episode, whenever that will be, because I'm not entirely sure. Okay, thank you very much.